So, has anyone ever wondered what it would be like if you and your friends were in a Hunger Games setting and who would come out on top? No? Just me? Yeah, I figured. Anyway, now I obviously can't do a real life Hunger Games because one, I don't want to harm my friends, and two, it's probably illegal. So instead, I'm going to run a simulation on brandsteel.net. So the contestants include myself, Blue Boy Dadum, Black Kitty 80, Koshi, Ameji Suto, Kamio VT, Heaven's Wheel, Choppy Tiger, Apasyok, Snoofy, Gomi Fuyu, Ryu, Grimscythe, Gummy Neku, Ditto Down Under, Raiki-kun, Babu Wawa, Riker is Rusty, Bok Choy with Soy, Gravy Baby, Astral Arcana, Crispy, Midfuto, and Midnight Blue. So, let's get on with the Hunger Games. Alright, so obviously, as many people can see, I don't have everyone's PNGs, so I tried to make do with something relating to them. So, this is the best I've done. Hopefully, they like it. And also, Astral, if you are watching this, they didn't have a they them option for the genders. So, I flipped a coin, and you're gonna be a she her. Apologies in advance. Anyway, time to proceed. Alright. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Jaden and Gravy fight for a bag. Jaden gives up and retreats. Honestly, that kind of sounds like my and Gravy's relationship sometimes. We tend to fight over things, and I just end up giving up because I know I'm not going to win. Ryu, Astral, and Ditto get into a fight, and Astral triumphantly kills them both? Jesus, Astral! Didn't know you were that kind of person. Gosh. I guess we. I thought Blue Boy was the one that usually does all the killing. Astral? Is that a secret you're hiding? Cameo runs away from the cornucopia. Snoopy runs away from the cornucopia. Crispy finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Midnight runs away from the cornucopia. Gummy runs away from the cornucopia. Blue Boy runs away from the cornucopia. Appa gathers as much food as he can. Chopper retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. Grim takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Tofu grabs a backpack and retreats. Riker takes a handful of throwing knives. Bok runs away from the cornucopia. Kosh grabs a jar of fishing bait while Riker gets fishing gear. They're working together, kind of. Babu finds a bag full of explosives. Gomi runs into the cornucopia and hides. Amiji runs away from the cornucopia. Kitty runs away from the cornucopia, and Heaven runs away. Already 2 deaths in the beginning, and it's from Astral. I know Astral's scary sometimes, but I don't think they're that scary, right? Gummy practices his archery. Rocky attempts to climb a tree but falls on a Meji, killing them both. Oh man, I'm picturing a penguin just climbing a tree and then falling on a wolf and them both dying. That's just hilarious. Crispy goes hunting. Midnight scares Appa off. Gravy diverts Tofu's attention and runs away. Cameo defeats Snoofy in a fight but spares her life. Heaven tries to spearfish with a trident. Would that be easy with a trident? Not sure. Kitty scares Astral off. Riker discovers a river. Babu searches for firewood. Bok picks flowers. Choppy steals from Grim while he isn't looking. Blue Boy camouflages himself in the bushes. Jaden receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Why, thank you very much. Gomi hunts for other tributes. Kosh dies trying to escape the arena. What did she do? Did she set off a trap or something that caused her to die trying to leave? I actually don't remember how it went. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance, so Ryu, Ditto, Raiki, Ameji, and Kosh are all dead. Alright, let's see the status. So far, District 3, 2, and District 8 have deaths, and District 8 is entirely out. Oh yeah, and District 6, Ryu's dead as well. I just forgot that her image is already black and white, so I didn't realize that it was black and white. Anyway, back to the fallen tributes. Alright, Night 1, Grim receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Kitty kills Cameo for his supplies. Gravy, Riker, and Crispy start fighting, but Riker runs away as Gravy kills Crispy. Oh dear. Babu is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Blue Boy receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Heaven questions his sanity. I mean, doesn't he always? Sorry, Heaven, though it's probably true. Snoofy forces Gomi to kill Gummy or Midnight. She refuses to kill, so Snoofy kills her instead. Oh no. Tofu tries to sing himself to sleep. It kind of sounds like a Tofu thing to do, not gonna lie. Astral defeats Bok in a fight but spares his life. Appa thinks about winning. Choppy thinks about winning. I'm awoken by nightmares. Wonder what I was dreaming of. Kitty sprains his ankle while running away from Riker. Tofu hunts for other tributes. Blue Boy and Gravy split up to search for resources. Appa makes a slingshot. Astral explores the arena. Gummy overhears Heaven and Babu talking in the distance. Jane defeats Bok in a fight but spares his life. Midnight and Grim hunt for other tributes. Snoofy falls into a pit and dies. I think that's karma for killing Gomi. Choppy collects fruit from a tree. Okay, so more fallen tributes. Let's see the status now. So District 3, District 6, and District 8 all have been defeated. District 11, District 5, and District 2 have one person dead. Alright, let's go back to the game. Heaven receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Astral receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Grim receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Bok thinks about home. Appa thinks about home. Choppy attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Oh my god! I severely sliced Tofu with a sword? Well, actually, if he was a literal block of tofu, that would not really matter because you would normally cut tofu in pieces, but this is Tofu, the actual person we're talking about. So I basically turned a guy named Tofu into slices of tofu. Damn. Blue Boy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Kitty defeats Gummy in a fight but spares his life. For some reason, Gummy just keeps getting spared in life after taking so many defeats. Babu questions his sanity. I mean, he does that a lot anyway. Riker loses sight of where he is. Gravy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Midnight receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Okay. Riker stalks Blue Boy. Well, considering the fact that it's a jackal and a rat, that kind of almost looks like a cat and mouse chase. Grim strangles Choppy with a rope. Oh, goodness me. Midnight searches for a water source. Babu picks flowers. How nice. Gummy travels to higher ground. It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! Sorry, I had to do that. Heaven fishes. Bok receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Astral practices her archery. Kitty injures himself. Appa bashes Gravy's head against a rock several times. Oh my goodness! Jaden thinks about home. Yeah, I miss home as well, if I'm in that situation. Alright, 3 shots has been fired. Let's see. So, District 4, District 12, and District 10 all have a death. So far, District 1, District 7, and District 9 are the only ones that don't have any deaths. And I have 1 kill, Kitty has 1 kill, Appa has 1 kill, Grim has 1 kill, and Astral has 2 kills, and Snoofy also has a kill, but she's also dead. Let's go back to the simulation. Riker thinks about winning. Bok receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. I climb a tree to rest. You know, fun fact, I used to be able to climb trees when I was a kid, but I can't do it anymore because I've gotten older. Not as, light anymore. Babu screams for help. Sounds like him. Midnight receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Grim is awoken by nightmares. Heaven loses sight of where he is. Astral and Kitty sleep in shifts. Appa falls into a frozen lake and drowns. What? He's a koi fish VTuber, and he falls into a lake and drowns. Okay, that's kind of ironic, if you think about it. Blue Boy screams for help. Gummy quietly hums. Blue Boy defeats Babu in a fight, but spares his life. Heaven injures himself. Grim, Kitty, and Gummy hunt for other tributes. Riker overhears Jaden and Bok talking into the distance. Astral travels to higher ground. Midnight tries to spearfish with a trident. Yeah, Appa's the only one that died, and that was a very weird death. But that means District 5 is dead. Riker tends to Kitty's wounds. Bok is awoken by nightmares. I lose sight of where I am. Midnight tries to treat her infection. Blue Boy cries himself to sleep. Astral passes out from exhaustion. Gummy loses sight of where he is. Grim and Heaven sleep in shifts. And Babu tends to his wounds. So far, no deaths that time. Gummy attacks Midnight, but she manages to escape. Jaden and Riker work together for a day. Babu silently snaps Grim's neck. Ooh, boy. Blue Boy questions his sanity. Fair enough. Heaven searches for firewood. Astral tends to Bok's wounds, and Kitty practices his archery. Okay, so Grim is the only one that has died, so going into the status report, District 1 and District 9 are the only one with a full squad, basically. Everyone's either fully dead or one person left. Alright, let's go. Kitty cooks his food before putting his fire out. Midnight questions her sanity. Heaven fends Blue Boy, Jaden, and Astral away from his fire. The Blue Squad are trying to steal Heaven's fire. Well, 3/4, because one of them died, but yeah. Gummy begs Bok to kill him. He refuses, keeping Gummy alive. I guess Gummy just really wants to die after losing into too many fights. But he just keeps living. Babu convinces Riker to snuggle with him. Oh my. Oh my. Astral goes hunting. Babu poisons Gummy's drink and he drinks it and dies. Well, I spoke too soon there. Kitty decapitates Heaven with a sword. Jesus. Bok chases me. I'm just imagining being chased by a bok choy. That's kind of funny. Midnight kills Riker with a hatchet. Oh my. Blue Boy accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Honestly, that sounds like Blue. Well, I don't know if it's from an accident or he would purposely do that. Probably purposely, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, 4 cannon shots, and that means that there are no more full squads of districts. There's only myself, Kitty, Babu, Midnight, Astral, and Bok that are alive. Alright, let's go back to the simulation. Babu defeats Kitty in a fight but spares his life. Astral convinces Jane to snuggle with her. I mean, okay, Blue Squad's gotta do what they can do. Bok and Midnight talk about the tribute still alive. Okay, so no one has died. Cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs of the tribute's family. I decide not to go to the feast. Astral decides not to go to the feast. Midnight stabs Kitty with a tree branch. Oh, ouch. Baba decides not to go to the feast, and Bok decides not to go to the feast. So 4 people decide not to go to a feast, and then one stabs the other. Alright, next. Midnight falls into a frozen lake and drowns. I mean, that makes sense for a cat, not a fish. Jaden decapitates Barbara with a sword. I'm getting a lot of sword kills. Well, I only got 2 kills, but like I got sword kill related kills, and my pictures of Shulk who's holding a sword. Bok taints Astral's food, killing her. Oh my. So it's just the 2 of us now. 4 cannon shots? Yeah, it's literally just Bok and I. Who will win? Will it be Jaden52001 or will it be Bok Choy with Soy? Let's find out. Jaden spears Bok in the abdomen. So I actually won. I actually won. What? Okay, like this seems like this seems like I did this on purpose, but genuinely I did not. Like I actually didn't plan this. This is a random simulation site, so I don't know who is going to die and who's going to win. So the fact that I did win is kind of funny. Anyway, what do you think of this video? It's a new thing that I plan on doing sometime in the future, and if people start to like it more, I might do more of these, but also add more people involved. Maybe. Depends on what you guys think. Let me know in the comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheerio, everyone.